All right, good morning, everybody. So today we're going to continue our discussion in Chapter 4, Section 2. We are still discussing writing linear equations and more specifically using the slope-intercept form of a line. So we are going to continue doing that today. So let's get started. So the first example I want to show you is how to write a linear equation when you're given two ordered pairs. Now, if you recall, in our equation y equals mx plus b, we need two pieces of information in order to write that equation of a line. We need the slope and we need the y-intercept. So both of those pieces of information in earlier problems were given directly to us. So it was very easy to plug in the m and the b and then write our equation. Now, in this particular problem, we were not given either one of those pieces of information. We were not given the slope and we were not given the y-intercept. So we need to find those pieces of information so we can then write our equation. So let's start by finding the slope. And you can see in order to find the slope, we would need a graph or we would need a couple of ordered pairs. In this case, we have a couple of ordered pairs. So we're going to use these two ordered pairs right here to come up with the slope. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to label x, y. This is the first ordered pair. And then x, y, this is the second ordered pair. So I call them x1, y1, x2, y2. And I'm going to use my formula for slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so when I plug that in, I get 4 minus 1 over 2 minus 3, which gives me 3 over negative 1, which is negative 3. Okay, so that number, negative 3 right there, this negative 3, that's going to go in for the slope right here because that is m. Okay, now we are still missing b. We don't have b, so we need to have a way to get b. And the way we do that is by using one of the two ordered pairs, either this one or this one, and plugging that in for x and y into the equation so we can solve for b. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to write y equals mx plus b. In for y, I'm going to put 1. And then in for x, I'm going to put 3. So I'm going to put 1 in for y. In for m, I'm going to put negative 3 because we found that. In for x, I'm going to put 3. And then I'm going to leave b as b. So again, this number right here went in for x. This number went in for y, and then this number over here went in for m. So we have b that is blank, and we need to solve for that. So proceeding to solve, we're going to multiply first. And then to solve for b, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And I get 10 equals b. And I'm going to highlight that number right there. Because as you can see, now we have the two things that we need. We needed m and we needed b. I solved for m over here, and I just solved for b. Now I can plug those two things in and write my final equation, which is y equals negative 3x plus 10. And there is the equation of the line that would go through the point 3, 1 and 2, 4. So we're going to try another one of these. That probably was a little bit confusing just because there's a lot of work that is required with these. So once again, I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. We are looking to find the m, and we want to find b. I'm going to start out by finding m by writing the equation for slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to label my ordered pairs, x, y, x, y. This is the first set of ordered pairs. This is the second set of ordered pairs. Now we're going to plug those numbers into the formula for slope. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Be very careful with this. The formula itself has minuses in it, and then the number 5 is actually -5. So you end up with this double negative here. So if you look, this is going to become plus. So on top we have -7 minus 3, which is -10. And on the bottom we have 0 plus 5, which is 5. And -10 divided by 5 is -2. So I'm going to highlight that number because that number is our m. So we found m. We're still looking for b. So we need to solve for b now. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to take one of these two ordered pairs. I'm actually going to use this ordered pair because there's a 0 in it, but it doesn't matter. You can use either one, and your b will end up being the same no matter which ordered pair you choose to do this with. But I'm going to take the y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to write y equals mx plus b, and then I'm going to fill in -7 for y. I'm going to fill in -2 for m, which is what we found. It's highlighted in green. I'm going to fill in 0 for x, and then I'm going to leave b alone because we don't know what b is yet. Now, looking at this equation that we need to solve for b, you can see -2 times 0 is 0. That goes away, and we're left with -7 equals b. So that right there is the other piece of information that we needed in order to write our equation. We needed m and we needed b, and now we found both of those. So we can then proceed to write our equation. Y equals m, which is -2, and then x plus, and then b, which is -7. Now, if you would rather not write plus -7, you could actually just write -7 like that. So you can see my equation is y equals -2x minus 7. Okay, I'm going to show you one more of these. And same as the last ones, we are given two ordered pairs, and we need to use those two ordered pairs to find the m and then find the b and then write our equation. So let's start by finding m. m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that means this is x1, y1, x2, y2. And so we have 8 minus 4 over 3 minus 6. Now from there, we're going to simplify that. 8 minus 4 is 4. 3 minus 6 is -3. So this slope ended up being a fraction. So it might make this a little bit more complicated depending on which ordered pair we use, which I'll show you here. So this is our m. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this because that's m. Okay, that's m. And now we need to find b. The way we're going to find b is we're going to fill in what we know. So we know, and let's use this second one, 3 and 8. I think it's going to be a little bit easier, and you'll see why here in a second. So the y is 8. The m is -4 over 3. The x we're going to use is 3. And then we have plus b. So we use this x, we use this y, and then we use this m to plug into this equation to get the equation that we have right now. Now we need to multiply -4/3 times 3, and we're going to make it 3 over 1. If you notice, the 3's will cancel out. This is why I picked that ordered pair. And so we're just left with 8 equals -4 plus b. From there, I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and I get b equals 12. Once I have b equals 12, I have gotten both pieces of information that I needed. I have my m, and now I have my b, and I can write my equation. Y equals mx plus b. I'm going to put in y equals negative 4 over 3, x, and then plus 12. So I put in m and I put in b, and I have my equation. Now that equation, if you were to graph it, would go right through these two ordered pairs, 6, 4, and 3, 8. So that's what I got for you today. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Have a great day.